Hey everybody, welcome to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron. If you are a subscriber and you watch all my videos, you will realize that the shop looks different. Something's missing. And the reason something's missing is because dirty is done. And we got her brought outside. And today is the day that we're gonna clean this thing up and see how good we can make her look. So, got her out here in the sun. You can really see how dirty it is. Windows are really dirty. Got the pressure washer. So, got the bed cleaned up a little bit more so it wasn't blowing stuff all over the truck when I pressure wash it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up and let's start the process. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is just take the pressure washer and we're gonna try to blast as much of the dirt and stuff off of it as we can. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and hand wash it and pressure wash it again, and then we'll see what it looks like and where we need to go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the pressure washer and we'll get started. Okay guys, I'm doing the best I can with the cameras, with the sun shining and the shade from the trees and everything else. It's kind of hard to get the right angle, but just all I've done so far is just hit it with the pressure washer, and just pressure washing it has already made it look a lot better. It took a little bit of paint off here and there, but that's fine because it was kind of chipped and the buffer would have taken it off anyways. But got all the algae and the heavy dirt and stuff off, and she's looking quite a bit better. Even got a little shine to her. Look at that. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I don't think I'd believe it. So the next thing I'm gonna do, and the last thing I'm gonna do for today, is hand wash it with soap and all that, and then rinse it back off again with the pressure washer after I do that. And then I want to let it sit all night and dry good before I take the buffer to it. You don't want to take a buffer to something when it's wet, at least I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand wash it, and we'll catch up with you. Okay, I just finished hand washing it, and man, I don't even know if we can call this thing dirty anymore. You guys want to see it? Okay. It's not perfect, but it is night and day difference from what it was. It's obviously we're not gonna wash it and it's gonna come out with a brand new paint job, and that's not what I'm looking for. I just want this thing to I want it to be smooth, where you don't like rub your hand on it and it feels like you're rubbing it down sandpaper. And I want it to shine, have a good look to it. So that's the first stage. Try to get to where the sun's not blinding you guys. So that's the first stage. We got it washed, pressure washed, hand washed. Now I'm gonna let it sit overnight. I'm not gonna dry it off. I could, but I don't really feel that there's any need to. So I'm gonna let it sit overnight and dry completely. And then I'm gonna come over tomorrow in the morning when it's a little bit cooler outside. It's about 80 degrees right now with the sun beating on it. And that's not the perfect time to buff. You wanna try to be in the shade and not have direct sunlight on it when you're buffing it. So I'm gonna try to get over here first thing in the morning and get on it with the buffer, and hopefully I can cover some ground pretty fast. We're not doing a full, 9 compound buff. We're not gonna do a heavy cut and work our way down to a fine cut. I'm gonna do a medium fine cut. It's kind of a cleaner, it's more of like a cleaner, smooth, it's to smooth it out and take the impurities and dirt that's left out of it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run over it real good, get it nice and smooth, and then I got some good wax for it, and we're gonna wax it and we'll see how it looks. But that's it for me for right now. But if you guys want to blink, I'll be back. Okay, so it's the next day. Truck's all dry, looking a lot better than it did. So we're gonna get on buffing this thing. I'm using Meguiar's. I'm using Meguiar's everything, just not sponsored by them or nothing. I just like to use all the same products so there's no chemical reactions or anything like that. Got my buffer with a new pad, got this. We're gonna go ahead and start buffing this thing. I'm gonna start on the hood and kind of work my way around. I'll take some video of it being buffed so you can see the transition as it happens. And if you guys are wanting to learn how to buff, I'm probably not the person to watch because I never had nobody teach me or anything like that. I just kind of picked it up and started doing it, and I do halfway decent. So here we go. All right, well, one side down. Once again, I'm not doing like a full multi-step buff. I'm just using a cleaner kind of polish so it smooths it out and gives it a little bit of shine back. But I don't know how good you can see it in the camera, but it's still looking pretty good. It's got some shine to it. I got this whole side done. Got this side of the hood done. You can see here how this got dust and dirt all over it still, and it still looks better, but this is kind of darker and shiny. Gave it a little bit of its life back, and this is the I haven't done yet, so it's making quite a bit of difference. At least when the sun shines on it, it shines. That's kind of the whole purpose. Clean it up, make it look better. So I start doing stuff like this, I start realizing I'm getting old. Got half this truck, or not even half this truck done, and I'm about wore out already. So I'm gonna put the camera down, get back on it, and we'll update you again in a little bit. All right, got this thing completely buffed out. I wiped off the buffing compound the best I could, but it still got some on it. But now I'm gonna go back and hand wash it again with soap, and then we're gonna put a coat of wax on it. But just even with it still being dirty and having compound on it, I mean, it's got a shine to it now. Light kind of sort of reflects off of it. Looking a lot better. So I'm gonna get the old bucket and the sponge back out, rub her down real good, and then we'll see how it looks after that. All right, I hand washed it again, and it's looking pretty good. So clean, it's all smooth. Next thing I'm going to do is put a nice coat of wax on it, good solid coat of wax, and see how it turns out. Doesn't look like a brand new paint job, but didn't really expect it to look like a brand new paint job. I just wanted it to look as good as we could make it look for what it is, and it's night and day different from what it was. So I'm sore. It's a lot of buffing and washing and waxing, but I'm not quitting. We're gonna throw some wax on this thing and see how it turns out. we got some wax on it, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It was a full day's work for me, so when you're 40, it's not as easy as it used to be, but it's still fun. I still enjoy it. I still like to see the transformation when you put in the effort. And I'm mainly just sitting here talking to delay, showing you guys what it looks like. But in my opinion, you could take this truck to a show and not be embarrassed by it. The engine compartment's real clean and nice. The interior looks really good. And the outside came out honestly better than I thought it was going to. It's got its little dings and holes and surface rust and all that, but in my opinion, that's just part of the story of the truck. I mean, over time, it takes its wear and tear, and it's worked for those blemishes. So by getting it all fixed up and painted, that's taking that away from it and not showing that, hey, this truck's been around the block and done its thing. So without further ado, here it is. It night and day different from what it was. I didn't clean up the wheels because the owners have rally wheels that they're going to be putting on there, and they're going to be switching them out. So I hope the camera's showing how good it looks compared to what it was. I mean, it being out here next to it, the sun's reflecting off of it, everything's smooth because it's not, doesn't have that rough texture anymore. It darn near took the surface rust off of here, and I'm really pleased with the way it came out. So I'm excited about it, and it's pretty cool. So dirty's come a long way. I don't even know if we can call her dirty anymore, because it's not, but that's her name. She's gonna keep it with me as far as I'm concerned, and it's been a fun project. All I got left to do is test drive it, and it's ready to go home. We might be seeing dirty again in the future. It might come back to get some more work done to it, but for the time being, she's ready to go home. So that's gonna do it for this video, and we'll call it a pause in Project Dirty. But if you guys liked the video, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. How'd I do buffing it? Like I said earlier in the video, I'm not a buffer by any means. I just kind of picked it up and I do it. So if you got any tips or tricks that could make me a better buffer, leave them down in the comments. But with all that being said, and dirty being clean, y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time.